for 7th Pay Commission, as the same is announced recently, for granting, this will be our demand, for granting rupees 5,400 GP grade pay in PB2 with automatic upgradation to PB3 with 5,400 GP after 2 years. 3 is regularization of ad hoc AEs, EEs and SEs. It is a fact that the regularization of ad hoc EEs can be done only after the disposal of pending court cases in Delhi High Court. These court cases are pending for the last 10 years. The Delhi High Court has only decided the case of diversion of posts in our favor by upholding the same during December 2008 and left the matter of further promotions under old and new recruitment rules pending by listing the matter in regular list. Due to many efforts and attempts by our association to secure early hearing after the erroneous dismissal of the case WPC 840 and 858 of 2003, it may be read as 2003 please, and subsequent restoration, the case is set for hearing on 8th October 2013 and we are pursuing with authorities to get the matter disposed of by appointing a senior law officer or ASG so that the ad hocism is stopped and regular promotions are made henceforth. We hope good sense will prevail upon the administration and they will cooperate in disposal of this very important case which may decide our seniority and batch parity benefits like class 1 EEs. Once all ad hoc EEs are regularized and assigned proper seniority, the ad hocism in the AEs will also be cleared. Even otherwise, we are pursuing with the department for immediate regularization of ad hoc AEs as per rules since 2006 onwards as per their quota, so that all ad hoc AEs including cadre review promotions are regularized in a time-bound manner. 4. Effect of recent CAT judgment in the matter of seniority of lists of AEs. You are aware of the recent orders issued by CAT Principal Bench New Delhi on 6/9/2013 after a long delay of more than a year since it was reserved. Unfortunately, instead of settling or solving the problem, the judgment has created more problems. We have gone through the judgment in detail without any bias towards any section of members, but we find the judgment, if implemented, will unsettle the whole apple cart by overturning the DOPT guidelines, and we will be left with no final seniority list to be operated for many years to make promotion from AE to EE cadre. Already we are crippled by the acute shortage of EEs up to 30%, and non-promotion of for the next 2 or 3 years will further degrade the performance of the department, besides demoralizing our cadres to a large extent. Before allowing the issue to reach a level of despair, we must act with alacrity and ensure settlement of this dispute for all times to come, but strictly in accordance with the recruitment rules and the settled case law applicable to our department. However, we expect appeals against this order from many affected quarters, and it will take some time to get finality at higher courts on this vexed issue. However, we will make continued efforts to get some ad hoc promotions done to overcome the acute shortage of EEs and also to save the vacant posts from getting lapsed due to non-filling. We request all our members who have divergent views to come together and discuss across the table to reach an amicable settlement within the ambit of rules in this regard. 5. Interregional transfer policy of AEs. Even though this policy is in operation for the last 3 years, no uniformity in application of these guidelines is seen. The DOPT guidelines for posting of husband and wife at the same station are not followed as per letter and spirit. The officers returning from interregional transfer are not being granted choice station of posting as per the guidelines. Even the orders are not issued in time as per the policy up to 30th April of the year, and interregional transfers are being issued throughout the year, causing disruptions to their family life. We demanded strict adherence to the guidelines and also suggested that some changes to the policy by making 2 years common tenure for hard and non-hard areas for IRT, etc., and we are pursuing with the directorate in this regard. 6. Abolition of departmental accounts exam and replacing the same with induction training. Many of our members are facing difficulties in getting through the accounts exam, which are otherwise not held regularly, and also to get exemption as per rules consequent to their inability to clear the same in time. We have taken up with the directorate to replace the departmental accounts exam with induction training for AEs and EEs, as is being done in the case of SCs and above, and we were promised to do so as per the recruitment rules. But practically no improvement is seen and the members continue to suffer. We would like to take up this matter to its logical conclusion in the near future. The directorate is already discussing this issue. 7. Consideration of diploma plus 10 years experience as equivalent to degree. As per government orders and many high court judgments, any diploma holder in engineering with 10 years of professional experience is to be treated as equivalent to degree in engineering for all purposes like promotion to gazetted posts, etc. This order issued in the year 1977, in 97 तक हो गया, 77 is being followed in many departments and ministries who are granting promotions on that basis. We have demanded the administration to follow similar system in our department also and make promotions to all diploma AEs as EEs, and the department has assured to take up the matter after receiving confirmation from the Ministry of HRD in this regard. Coming to other important issues relating to our cadre, the latest position is as under. A. The problem created by many POs in granting rupees 7,500 scale to all eligible AEs who were granted the same based on the court orders is solved recently by the UD Ministry, who have issued detailed directions to CCA, Chief Controller of Accounts, who in turn asked all the POs to release the pending arrears to all affected members. This is due to the contempt petition filed by Sri Vijayaraj Lal, retired EE, on the advice of our association. B. The draft modified transfer and posting guidelines, after taking the views and suggestions of all stakeholders for executive engineers and superintendent engineers, which provides for interchange between planning and field among many other proposals like group change of income tax valuation, quality assurance posts, etc., as sensitive planning instead of field posts, etc., are pending in the ministry and we are pursuing their early notification. It was learned that the draft guidelines are being circulated by the directorate in the case of EEs shortly. C. The redesignation of post of AE as Deputy Executive Engineer is again being taken up after a brief lull due to many other pressing issues, and it will be taken to its logical conclusion. D. Due to our efforts, the changes in manual provisions to remove the condition of in-principle approval for making any deviation in the works or contracts and some other illogical stipulations have been dispensed with partially. We are pursuing for further simplification of manual procedures, which are often leading to many vigilance cases, so that the field staff can act with a free hand but with added responsibility of accountability for their decisions. Simply put, the manual should be devised on the system of trust and not mistrust by reducing extreme checks and balances so that we can compete with other organizations in execution of works. E. The issue of abnormal delay in the entry of higher qualifications in the seniority list as well as grant of one-time incentive has been taken up with the directorate, and we are leaving no stone unturned to get the procedure simplified uniformly applicable in all cases. All the above issues have been discussed in the meetings with DG CPWD in detail and action is promised to be taken. I would like to place my appreciation on record to all the office bearers, our executive committee members, all the regions, zones, branches, units, and all active members who extended their wholehearted support in all our activities, but for whom it would not have been possible to achieve anything. A special mention is due for Sri K.C. Pant, who is our official website www.cpwdea.in regulator, for making efforts to improve the same substantially. At the same time, we must acknowledge the hard fact that of late our cadres are divided in many groups, either due to ACP-MACP issue or due to seniority disputes and perhaps also due to illogical aspirations to some extent to overtake others in career prospects, etc. We must strive to stem this rot immediately, or else our cadre's bargaining capacity achieved due to decades of struggle will be diminished and we will again become victims of high-handedness of the authorities due to lack of unity. I also convey my sincere thanks to all members who have come forward to bolster our finances, to fight innumerable court cases, through advertisements in the New Year Diary 2013. I wish similar camaraderie will continue in future and take the association from strength to strength in the years to come in achieving all our just and genuine demands and redressal of our grievances. In the end, I would like to place on record the immense contribution by Shri V.P. Singh, our Chairman Action Committee, who is retiring from service this month. On behalf of all the members, I wish him all the best in retired life. Engineers Unity Zindabad.